Yeah. This is Offering Something, and I am your host, Michael Bernier. Always feeling so good to be alive. You know this, and you know I love you for tuning into the show. You are beautiful. I got to give some love and appreciation to our sponsors at Enjoy Your Life brand, Riverwalk Brewing Company, and new now, the Organic Natural Shop. Oh, yeah. If you're tuning in on YouTube, click on that subscribe button for me, player. I love you for doing that. If you're watching on the streaming television, we're everywhere out there. Apple TV, Amazon 5, Roku, Distro, all that on Plymouth Rock TV channel. Oh, yeah. So now we have an episode in store for you that is full of happiness with a man who is a risk taker, an activist, an entrepreneur, a brand developer, a cannabis connoisseur, a visionary, a filmmaker, an action sports athlete, a marketing mastermind, and a man with more stories than the Empire State Building. It is with great pleasure that I introduce to y'all Andrew Mutty of Greentown, Beantown. What's good, buddy?
All good, my man. Thank you. Thanks for having me. That was a hell of an intro. I was running out of fingers.
Hey, I think I hit 10. That's 10.
Yeah,
10
good,
epic,
yeah.
11 epic things I said about you.
Yeah,
How about I left out a long-time friend and a family man.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. I need more hands. I'm going to start spawning them out my body now.
So how do you feel? You comfortable?
I'm comfortable, man. It's interesting to be back here.
Yeah.
You know, like helping you back here in this studio and your other studio. Now sitting on the other side of the mic.
Here you
Interesting,
are.
yeah.
You're behind the camera, and now you're the man now.
Hey.
Buddy. You know this.
Well, thanks for having me.
So I haven't seen your face in like maybe 6 years. Is that
Yeah, it's
that
been a while.
accurate? Yeah, and I must say that when you walked in the room, the first thing I recognized is that you look more alive than you ever have.
Hell yeah.
Is that accurate? Is that how you feeling?
What is it? Life is good. I'm enjoying my life. I'm getting after it. So yeah, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. So I know people want me to get right into like this whole epic thing you have going on with Beantown Greentown, but I'm not going to give them that. The first thing I want to know is the human that you are. Where were you born? Where did you come out of the womb?
I'm actually a New Hampshireite. I was born in southern New Hampshire.
Where? Give us
Nashua.
specific
Yeah,
details.
Nashua.
Nashua, New Hampshire.
Otherwise known as Trashua.
Is that true? I never heard that. I kind of like it though.
They also call it Northern Massachusetts. People from New Hampshire just think it's
not
Massachusetts.
It's not real.
Yeah, just...
So were you rich? Were you poor? Somewhere in the middle?
Holy shit! I was nothing at the time. My parents were kind of broke. You know?
You had parents.
Yeah. I had two parents, loving parents, and they took care of me. My dad worked for the Computer Corp, when computers were just starting to become something.
Okay.
Digital eventually tanked, and my mom was just a wild spirit. So we ended up leaving New Hampshire, and I grew up in Boston most of my life.
Okay.
So,
was there brothers and sisters?
My sister. Yeah, my mother and my father had a sister. So, and I also have two half brothers. So my father remarried. My parents have divorced, of course, and then they remarried. So I have three siblings, two half brothers and a sister.
Half means you share one parent.
Exactly.
That's how that works.
Yeah.
All right. So, what are all these people up to now?
Yeah.
Where are your parents? You talk to them? You talk to your mom?
Yeah, I talked to everybody. My father was just up for Christmas Eve. My mother lives in Florida. My sister lives in Florida. Basically, my whole family abandoned me when I was about 18.
They left you?
Yeah.
Usually goes the other way.
They wanted to be snowbirds, so they flew off to Florida. And
he's 18.
Yeah,
see you later.
basically, I was in college. I went to Mass Art down on Huntington Ave, and they were like, "We're out of here." And I said, "We'll see ya. I'm not leaving." So I got an apartment in Roxbury, and I was kicking it at Mass Art. And
so this was my next question. You went to college.
Yeah, went to college
at Mass Art. What was the concentration there?
I was a fine art painter. My grandfather. I grew up in a house of artists. My grandfather was a fine art painter. He was the sign guy before the sign guy happened, like the digital.
What do you mean? Like he hand painted the sign?
He hand painted everything, like the lettering.
Convenience plus.
Yeah, well, he was so creative with it at the point where, like, you know, it could be a birthday party or a graduation, and he would do all the scripting, hand done with brush. You know, he'd stencil it out.
On like a piece of wood? What are we working with?
Canvas, yeah. Old school canvas, and it would come in rolls, like 4-foot rolls, and he had a 4-foot easel in our garage. He just rolled them out. He'd do like 20-foot signs, all hand brushed.
20 feet.
Yeah, and then he would do dope like illustrations on them to help convey the meaning of what the sign was for. And you can't even do that really in the digital world with vinyl right now, the way he did. You know, so everything's computer generated.
Did this normalize art for you? Like, people that are painting things on canvas, that's normal. That's what granddad.
Yeah, no doubt. It was in my blood. Like, I grew up that way. He literally put me on his lap. He taught me perspective. He taught me like lettering. He taught me all that stuff. So it intrinsically sat in the back of my brain, and it was always there. You know?
So let's fast forward now to Beantown Greentown. So currently, at the moment that we exist in, you're an owner of or the owner of?
I'm currently an owner of.
Which means there's 2 or more people involved?
So there's a couple of things going on, right? Beantown Greentown is an activist group, right?
It's an activist group.
Yeah, we're a bunch of people that just do random, crazy, funny things.
Okay.
But also positive, educational, and energetic things to lift up the cannabis world. And it's just, there's so much coming in to the cannabis world right now. It's literally like this big, but everything in this room is trying to fit into there.
I got you.
And it's completely competitive and really difficult. But our group, you know, we try to normalize it. Like, this is our slogan: more weed, less greed. This is like for the people. Like, we want to have more weed. We want less greed. We want more. We want less of this whole room trying to get into this can.
Yeah.
And we want the can to be, you know, as pure as it can be. And that's what Beantown is. So when you ask who owns it, I think the majority of everybody that I've worked with the group owns it.
Yeah.
You know, on paper it's me, but that doesn't mean anything to me.
Okay. So when did this happen? When did it open? When was the day that this became a thing?
Beantown Greentown became a thing in 2016. A friend and I invited him over to my house to check out my new grow. I bought a brand new house. I redid the basement. I put like the ninja wall on there, the James Bond sliding wall, so you couldn't see it was there. And I brought him in my house. He used to grow himself, and he was floored. He's, oh my God, I love weed. He's like, he had to touch my plants. Weed. He was like smelling them and just like, oh, it's so ingrained. Like, he hadn't grown in a long time.
Yeah.
So for him to get, you know, brought back in,
his
you know,
babies.
It felt like he was, so we started talking. He came up and helped me trim my crops when they were done.
Yep.
And that's how Beantown Greentown started. We really like.
Over a trim.
Yeah, we were like, let's do something cool together. Let's start something and let's make it rad.
Okay, so you start the business, and with this typically comes, as you're defining the business, and there's a business plan, maybe not, but there's often a mission statement, right?
Yeah.
So is there a mission statement for Beantown Greentown? Can you surmise?
Yeah. Beantown Greentown's mission was to provide homegrown cannabis in Massachusetts by locals. And that's what's really hard right now in the industry too, is you got California, Colorado, like all these states that are legal came in right when it turned legal.
If you go to so I'm clear here. If you go to a recreational cannabis shop in Massachusetts and you're looking to get some flower, there's options from other states?
No.
Okay.
No.
Right.
No, what I'm trying to tell you is maybe
confused.
That dispensary you went into.
No. This is a question.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So
hypothetical.
A lot of dispensaries in Massachusetts right now are owned by out-of-state operators.
Aha.
So, you know, you walk in and you're going to be like, oh, I'm giving my money to locals. You got to be careful who you're buying your weed from.
Yep.
And a lot of them are just people out there to make another buck, to get into the...
What's the plan with this? So back to your mission, you're trying to grow local weed and get that to the people. What's the intention or plan to distribute it then? Is it through these rec shops?
Right. So strategically, being in the industry, understanding who operates what stores, I'm able to sell my product to the people that I believe are the right ones for our brand. So legally.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've gone after getting a license, going through that whole process. The hardest part of this whole entire game, and unbeknownst to me, looking back, I probably should have been a little more forthcoming and thinking about how the fuck am I going to fund this thing?
Yeah.
Right. So that was one part that everyone around me is like, just get the license, money will flow. And it doesn't work that way.
Yep.
And, the smallest license that we could find that we could make happen, we're looking at a $4 million construction and then 1 year of operational costs to keep the lights on, keep the people paid and all that. Like, it's about $4 million.
Yep.
And it's not easy to raise that amount of money. Have you ever tried to raise $4 million?
No.
Yeah, it's not easy. Most people out here and listening right now would be like, oh my God, yeah, right. How do you do that? Not to mention in COVID times too.
Yep.
I got my license in March when COVID happened, and the people that we had lined up to fuel our money just said, no, ain't doing it. So you got these blunders in life you got to just overcome.
So you overcame this situation, and at this point, what are the products that you're actually offering? What are you producing? Is it straight flower?
Currently we're producing nothing. Nothing. Yeah, no, we still have a provisional license that we've had for about 10 months that has no funding that I can't do anything with. On the good side, I'm a home grower. I'm a caregiver. Yep. I'm a licensed caregiver, so I grow my own weed, and I'm able to distribute that to my patients and friends and people who enjoy good homegrown organic medicine. So that's what I do.
I like to hear that it's organic. So do you use cannabis every day?
Every day. Multiple times.
So now, when you're looking, you're trying to reach a particular audience, I assume. There's a target market for your message. Consider yourself an activist? Is that appropriate? It seems a little aggressive.
Yeah,
I think it has
advocate. Advocacy is kind of what we do.
Okay, so in this advocacy, who is the audience that you're addressing, that you're appealing to, that actually care about what you have to say?
A lot of the time when we do the work that we do, it's specifically to politicians and regulatory folks that make the rules, that make the laws, that decide if you can or you can't do this with weed, right?
How do you feel about most of those laws?
Oh, it's all bullshit.
Okay, it doesn't make sense.
I'm sorry, I like to swear. I think it just gets the point across. Yeah. You have to, like...
Yeah, man.
Like, this market, like... Prohibition, right?
Okay, yeah.
Alcohol finally becomes legal, right?
Yeah.
Think of how many parameters there are around it. 21 plus, you can only do it in certain places. Every state has its own laws, blah, 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 blah.
Can't drive and drink it.
So when they tried to do weed, they tried to put weed into a whole new category, right? It's still Schedule 1, which means on the federal level, the feds can come in tomorrow and knock down doors and take people's money. That's highly unlikely these days because of the medical world. But it is an
interesting layer there in the mix.
Definitely. Definitely. So, those policies and everything that are written and put into place right now are all put there on fear, right? So when you instill fear on somebody, they're going to try to regulate it as hard as they can just to make sure like everything is quote unquote safe. Yeah. And they're doing it the right way to quell people's fears. And what we do as an advocacy group is try to get in there and drive that wedge between the fear and the crazy regulatory things that they're going to make happen.
Yeah.
And cause that chaos for them to think, like, why are you doing this? Why is it important that we step in to say, you can't do that because it'll mess up the whole system? And you need people like us and other people like us to be able to fight for that, because otherwise it's going to be regulated to a point where, you have 10% or less THC in the market, and you can't grow anything more than that, which is a law that was just on the ballot, by the way, that we had to fight. It's disgusting. It makes me want to vomit.
You mentioned fear, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that in a world where probably the majority of the people have chosen a religion and that they worship a certain God, that the reality is, although they might think they're worshiping a God, that more than likely the majority of people in the world are worshiping fear?
This is an awesome question.
Who do you bow down to?
This is an awesome question. Mm-hmm. And if you're asking me specifically who I don't bow down to anybody.
Right.
I believe, and this is a new belief to me, to my wife, and I got to give her credit here, but we're reincarnated. We're dust. All we are is stardust. Yep. Ultimately, and we're just floating in a spherical circle into a space of nowhere, right? And when my spirit dies and when this energy goes away, it's going to turn into something else, reincarnation, right? But those people that you speak about that are bowing down in fear, they're grasping to something that's tangible to them, right?
Yes.
And you know, you can't knock those people because that's what they believe and that's what keeps their spirit going. So, you know, everybody has that.
This isn't with a knock. This is with an actual question of, do you think that fear, I guess this is a more direct way to put it.
Yeah.
Do you think that fear is the most popular God? Unknowingly to most.
Dude, these days
because
it seems like it.
It is the most controlling.
Totally. Yeah, it seems that way these days, you know, especially with everything that's going on right now. It's, you know, and that's how everything has come to where it is. Everybody's afraid of what they don't know.
Yeah.
Right? And it's easy to not know something. Not everybody.
No. I love that space where I don't know what's going to happen. I'm very comfortable there.
Same. You know, like
I have no idea what is going on, and I
could walk out the door of your studio now and a tree could fall on my head and I'd be dead. You don't know what's going to happen. And
it's so beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not the sight of you dying, but the fact that anything can happen.
No.
Let's get back into our regular world here of Greentown, Beantown. So, as you publicly announced this business, was there any sort of hesitation for you to be releasing to everyone that I am a cannabis man? I am so pro on this. Was there any hesitation like, my mom's going to be upset, Auntie Susie's going to be like, what's going on, my little brother, like this? Was there that kind of thing with pursuing your passion?
Yes and no. It's funny because when you say auntie and mom, like I was 14 and high at the dinner table with my grandparents, and my mother's like, you know why his eyes are red, right? You know why his eyes are red? Because he's high on pot. He's high on pot.
He's on
and
pot.
She tried to make
on the pot?
Yeah, she tried to make me feel bad about what I was doing at the time to try to give me fear to make me change my ways. Yeah. She was a pothead too. Yeah. So like I knew, and I was like, you can't play that game. Mm-hmm. You know, but
like you can't even smell it because you're friggin' baked too.
Totally. But then you got to look on like a public level. You know, it's like when you're in a world where it's unregulated and the market just became legal. Yep. We were operating in a world where it wasn't legal. So Beantown Greentown started as an Instagram page where we wore masks and we like hid our identity. You. Like we didn't want people to know.
Doing?
Yeah, we were that way. But as soon as 2016 hit, mask came off. We started doing public grow classes. We were teaching people how to do it, and that's what people attracted themselves to what we did and how we did it. It was about being out there and connecting with the people.
Let's shift again.
Sure.
In your efforts, as much as they're driven by the knowledge, the information that you're providing, the positive advocacy for cannabis, how valuable is the branding, the way that Beantown Greentown is presented to the public? Do you care about that side of things?
That's my background. That's like that's my heart and my drive.
This is why I ask you.
Yeah, I know. But that's my passion. Like I love creating things and brands especially. Like I've always done video contests. I started my own pants when I was in high school. Remember those days when pants covered your shoes and they were that big? My best friend and I.
Genco days, yeah.
We were there before Genco.
Okay.
I was making pants. I was making pants before that happened.
Genco.
Yeah. I brought my first pair of pants to Newbury Comics when I was in high school.
Look at you.
Sure shit, 6
True
months
innovator.
later, Genco comes on the market, right? Mine were handmade at home, homemade denim,
Theirs were made
stitching,
overseas,
all that stuff. So
by
like
machine.
the heart and soul and passion to create a brand is why Beantown exists. I sat at one of the first NECAN, which is a convention that happens in Boston for cannabis yearly, and one of the guys that spoke said, "Start a brand, like do it now, because everybody else is going to want to come in and have their own brand. If you have your own brand, you'll be a leg up." So that's why we started Beantown.
And you stole Beantown. Like no one else can do a Beantown thing in the cannabis world.
Well, you can. You're just not going to be the same. They're going to be like, oh, you. And we got the name from,
trademark, service mark. Let's go.
Oh, I trademarked it.
Yeah.
Yep, I did it all.
Yeah.
The greatest thing about the name, and I'll fill you in on this one, is Mayor Menino. God bless his soul. Did
he die? Did he die?
Yeah, he did. He passed.
I'm sorry.
Quite some time.
Yeah.
That's okay. I don't expect it from a non-Bostonian, but he said when they were redoing the Emerald Necklace in Boston, his goal was to clean up the city. He did a great job doing it too, by the way.
Yep.
He said at some point Beantown will be a green town. And my buddy Keith, who helped me start Beantown, that was our drive. That was our mission. And you asked about a mission statement. That was kind of what it was.
Make the Beantown a green town.
Make the Beantown a green town. And Beantown always comes before Greentown, by the way, because being Boston and we have such pride in our city. That's what makes it that way.
My next question was, what's the ultimate goal? But I think no matter what you say, the answer is to make Beantown a green town.
Right.
Do you like gifts, Andrew? Like a gift, presents? Perhaps you get some under your holiday tree. These types of things?
Sure. I think everybody likes, a very thoughtful gift.
Some people get uncomfortable with it.
Yeah.
I'll lump everyone together now. I'm going to give you a gift. Is that all right?
You're giving me a gift? Oh, man, no way. This is beautiful. Whoa. All right. Is this something I have to open right here, right
now?
Yeah,
you got to open it now. You got to take them out one at a time. You can lay the box down, pull towards you, whatever feels comfortable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I
love gifts.
What you got to do?
I love gifts.
I'm gifting you.
Oh,
it's a gator.
From your branding to me.
Yeah.
Gator.
Protect your neck like Wu-Tang. Let's go. 36 chambers. What's good?
Look
at that. It's what I'm wearing.
Oh, damn.
Me and you, Flav.
We can be twins.
Yeah, we could. Or we couldn't.
Thank you, sir. Oh, much appreciated. Enjoy your life hat.
That's it.
I'm going to wear the snowboard. The next time you see it, it will be tan, though. I guarantee
tan's cool. Tan's cool.
Because I will wear it so much, it'll get
I love that. What do we have there?
What is this? Riverfest barbecue cook. You must have
Matt
known.
Cooks from Amesbury, Mass. He came through here. He's like the barbecue king. He left that for
my neighbor and I smoke ribs like about once a month.
Is this real?
Dude, this is real. This is going to be perfect.
I thought about it as I was going to give it to you. And I'm
gifts
like,
that mean so much, right?
That's just a straight blue,
Straight blue?
That's
Damn,
it.
Straight blue.
That's it.
Baby blue. Bring out the eyes, the girls love the eyes. That's what I'm saying.
Every time I see you, I'm like, oh, yeah, he has those eyes. That's right. It's like a little uncomfortable, those eyes.
Immune support. Yeah, you can't go wrong with this. Look at this.
All natural, beautiful things from the Organic Natural Shop in Rowley, Massachusetts.
I got to visit those guys.
Yeah, you got to check
Now that I got some gifts from them, I'm going to go check them out.
Michael, the owner, is incredible human, crushing life.
Well, thanks, guys.
I'm
going to use it for show. Dude, this box is deep. It keeps
deep
going.
Box. What a deep box.
Deep box.
It's taking deep in it.
Some of them say it's like throwing a hot dog on a hole.
Hey.
Oh,
there you go. If you have a CD player.
I honestly do not know if I still have a CD player.
It'll remind you.
I used to have a computer that had a CD player in it.
There's no
My old truck did, but
CD
not anymore.
Players. That's not a thing.
So this will be a memento. I'll just
that's it.
keep it on my wall. Remember you by.
You don't have to put it on your
wall.
More
shirts.
You can go on a draw.
Oh, so when we play golf together?
That's right.
Yes, my man.
I was more thinking when you're sitting there in the State House presenting your case that you can be serious, but also have a shirt that says "Enjoy your life," so you kind of still being a clown at the same time.
Yeah, enjoy your life smoking some weed, right?
Ooh, yeah.
Some of those guys
enjoy
that
life
regulate
doing
this,
everything that makes you happy.
Some of those guys that regulate this don't even enjoy. This is?
Yep.
Oh, she'll look sexy.
Racer back.
No bra. Nice.
I didn't suggest the no bra thing, but I'm comfortable with it if she is.
Oh.
And what's this?
This is, speaking of my wife, this is one of her
from your
favorite
homies at Levia.
Yeah, Levia.
That's right. Troy, I was with Troy today. Says he knows you in Beantown Greentown.
Oh, love it. Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
man.
we know his product really well. Every time my wife and I step in a stem down in downtown Haverhill, she's I gotta get me some Levies, get some drinks. Dude, this is wonderful. Thank you.
You're wonderful.
Well, seeing as though you're giving me a gift,
yeah,
I'm going to give you a gift.
What?
How about that?
What do you got?
This is a piece of the golden joint.
What does that mean,
I encourage
Andrew?
anybody out there in the world watching this to Google 100-foot joint.
100-foot joint?
100-foot joint. We rolled a 100-foot joint. It was about the size of a thumb for 100 feet. It spanned the length of a convention center. And we did it 2 years in a row. And the second year we did it, we wrapped it in gold. Thanks to our buddies at Shine Papers. They make 24-karat gold leaf. So,
what do you mean? People are actually smoking the leaf? This gold thing here?
Yeah, because the gold doesn't actually smoke. It just melts and flakes off. So when you're smoking it, it's actually a rolling paper just covered in 24-karat flake. But it's a memento.
So tell me more about this memento here. This was actually a part of that 100-foot joint. This one here was a part of it?
That is a piece
of it.
You
snipped them all,
Yep.
and then you just twisted one end.
Exactly, yep.
Were you a part of actually doing this and putting it in this?
Right. Yeah, I was. So we were a bunch of dudes sitting around one day and we're smoking joints and we said,
just dudes? Is there any females or trans?
We have lots of females and trans in our crew, but at this time, no, there wasn't. It was just a couple of dudes. And we were like,
I just wanted to bring that up to make it a little awkward,
No, Beantown has some trans friends in our group that we have, and lots of gay friends and lesbians.
You don't have to justify anything. Dude, we know you're a good guy.
We're open for the crew.
Yeah.
Anyways,
back to the gold.
Yeah, we're smoking around. We're like, dude, let's roll a big joint. So we started rolling one, and we're like, imagine what the biggest joint in the world is. So we did all this research, and we couldn't find any
information.
Everyone
out there's like typical hi-hat stuff. What was the biggest joint ever, man?
We reached out to the Guinness Book of World Record.
Did they answer the phone?
They did.
You just called?
No, I wrote them an email. Mm-hmm. The response I got was that because cannabis is not legal in the country that they are based in, which is the UK, and medical cannabis is legal in the UK, so Guinness Book of World Record just gets one of you.
Wow.
They said it wasn't legal.
They did mention the Eli Hop in there, and that was pretty cool. Eli was on the show.
So they couldn't put us in. So I wrote them back, and I said, well, we're all medical patients, and we're rolling medical weed. No response. So we did it anyways.
They weren't putting your little scrappy stuff in their prestigious book.
Blah. Whatever. So we took the high road.
Yeah,
you like to use the word?
Clever. Yeah, I see what's going on here.
And we did it anyways.
Smart guy, yeah.
So we worked with the Harvest Cup, who's this great event. It happens in Worcester every year, right around November, December time. They change it every year, but
was Mike Stiles the DJ for that this year? I'm sorry, carry on.
We worked with them. We told them what we wanted to do, and they were like, "Oh, okay, yeah, if you can do it, sure." So we got them to give us like a whole bunch of tables. It covered one side of the convention center to the other. And when we unrolled it and we started promoting it, Channel 5 showed up, Channel 7 showed up. It made worldwide news in 24 hours.
Was it controversial?
No, it was the greatest thing that anybody had ever seen.
Hi-heads in Worcester, Massachusetts are rolling a 100-foot joint tonight.
Yeah, you should listen
Channel
to the
5 at 9.
You should listen to it. It's unbelievable because I
love this.
I forgot to mention this earlier, but this has to do with Beantown. Is like our goal is to break the stigma.
Yeah.
Normalize cannabis. Bring it out into the market. So like when you roll a 100-foot joint, people just kind of smile. You can't help but not. And
what a jerk.
So we really wanted to put it out there to people to say, it's normal. Like, get over it. You know, this 100 joint's going to do nothing. There's a real famous picture that circles the internet a lot of a cop walking by the table with nobody else around, and he's just kind of looking at it like this. He's not a smirk, like not a frown, not a smile, just kind of like meh. But this is our mission. You know, our mission is to normalize it, to make it, you know, something that isn't demonized. And
so let's talk about the amount of cannabis that was put into this. Do you have a good gauge on that? Is it 15 ounces?
It was about 1,000 grams.
1,000 grams. Yeah. And where did those 1,000 people like, yo, put a little bit of mine in there, and everyone from the thing was throwing in.
That's exactly what happened. Yeah. We started talking about it, and we told
some
people.
sections weren't broken up that good. You're like, oh, geez,
Jeremy, the guy that actually runs the Harvest Cup, he donated like a quarter pound just to hear, you know. And I'm going to be as honest as I can. Do not smoke that. It's old, and it probably has PM in it. So we took a lot of cannabis that people didn't want, you know, and we just rolled it and we put it in there.
It's going to hang it on the wall, man.
Yeah. No, it's on the description in there, it says, use this as a memento. So if we ever throw a raging party somewhere,
I'm like, dude,
you bring that and you're in. It's so funny because we do events. People show up and they're like, hey, here's my gold joint. We give them joints. We give them, you know, whatever we have on us, like pins and stuff like that. So it's a way to like, and this is our, but we wanted
when
to like.
When my face isn't a coupon, this will suffice.
We wanted to spread our word and have it continuously talked about.
I love it.
Because we have 420 of those.
Is that how it worked? You cut it up into 420? Look at you.
Yeah.
I want to give the shortest possible description as to why 420 is of any significance in the cannabis community. Those numbers, 420.
It happened with a bunch of school dudes out in California that wanted to take a break, and they did it every 420. That's, in my knowledge, what it was.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's classic. I like this. Yeah. Pretty simple.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for giving me the
100%.
The golden
Thank you for this gift. This is one hell of a box right here.
Yeah.
My T-shirt collection just grew.
My
wife's going to be like, well, now you need to donate another 1, 2, 3, 4.
Andrew, this is crazy. What are you doing here? So I know that you have some strong ties to the action sports world, and I think that's in the snowboarding sector.
That's correct. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So what's up, bro? What's going on? Is that the lingo, bro?
Shout out
what's
to
your thing?
Shout out to one of your old guests, Mr. Lego.
Oh my God, we had Scotty Lego in here.
Yeah,
legend, icon,
an Olympian.
Yeah, Olympian, all the things.
Snowboarding's in my blood.
It's right there with the art and your grandfather.
Yeah,
on the lap.
When I was living, so I was born in New Hampshire, moved into Boston as a young kid, and I was always influenced by what was around me. So skateboarding was one of them, and that's how I got started. I loved skateboarding. I moved to New Hampshire.
Like in the Caballero days.
Totally.
Yeah. The soy.
No noses, huge tails, plastic all around it.
Until that Corey O'Brien board came out, and you were like, ooh.
This is days when skateboarding was like shunned on in my life because I was young, and the only place to do it was Beacon Hill. Rail guards, yeah. So we would always go to Beacon Hill Skate Shop, but right across the street was the crackhead garden, where all the junkies were needles and the hookers were walking around. My mom's like, you can never go to the combat zone without me. So she'd take me down, would buy my skateboard shit, I'd go home, whatever. But skateboarding really led me to snowboarding because I saw my first Burton snowboard on the wall at the skateboard shop. So I said, Ma, can I buy one of those? And she eventually bought me one. I begged and pleaded. I raked the lawn. I raked the leaves. I made money, and I got a snowboard. And when I was 11, I went to Bretton Woods, and I was like, Ma, I want a snowboard. So she's like, sure, go on the bunny hill. Took the snowboard out, was riding down, and I met a chick. And I'm 11, and I'm like, this is cool. This girl.
You snowboarding?
She had never done it before. I had never done, we were like in it together.
What's next? Yeah.
She sucked at it. Yeah. So I unstrapped.
Peace, bunny.
No, I unstrapped, and I was like, let's have some fun together. And we went sledding on our snowboards. She got cold. She went inside. I strapped my snowboard back in, and I went to the top of the mountain. I'm like, I'm learning how to do this. Yeah. Right? So that day changed my life forever.
Me girls. what you like, and
Have
then
fun.
get out on the hill, have
Yeah.
fun.
Oh, and I was a terror. Like, I would cut people off. I would spray skiers. Like,
So speed me through this world of snowboarding, because I understand there's like people putting you on airplanes and sending you to France to like
Totally.
do things. Like, what's up with that?
yeah. So 11 to like 15 was like super progression for me. I would snowboard in Boston anytime it snowed there. We had tons of snow when I was a kid, and we would go to the Arnold Arboretum and shred our faces off, like every hill, every cliff, every log, and we just learned how to do what we did. Then we got brought to the mountains, got better and better, started seeing that there was contests to go to, so we started doing these contests. And then after a couple of years, I started placing. I was on the podium, and like then I started winning. And then I got my first sponsor.
Who
and then
was that? Tell us this.
It was Ride Snowboards.
How'd that feel? You were like,
It was
"What?"
awesome. I was like, holy smokes! I'm like, this company's legit. And that parlayed with
so am I. Like,
that parlayed with a local snowboard shop, Easy Rider, out of Woburn. So the shop was doing this tour, and they started touring us around. And now I have this new sponsor, and like I just started going places. I met a guy named Dave Tree. Do you ever heard of the hardcore band named Tree in Boston?
Yeah.
Dave Tree came on tour with us. We were
T
like,
in the logo was a tree.
yeah, we were going everywhere and riding and putting on events and like having so much fun. And then one sponsor landed into another. I ended up traveling a lot to Europe. I was in France like half the year. I missed half my high school year. I did all my schoolwork on the road. Like, I was that kid.
That's what I'm talking about. People are like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you did.
Yeah.
That's the best.
Yep. Yeah, and I took full advantage of it. I just saw a path, and I said, this is what I want to do. So, that's kind of what I did. Then when I got hurt, I blew out my ACL in
How old are we when this ACL is blown?
1920, maybe a little, 2021, and it just it devastated me because I couldn't snowboard. I couldn't do what I loved. So at that point, I really started to look for a new trajectory, and then I got into photos and videos, and then all that started to just be, something that I kind of lost interest in.
Yep.
And it wasn't fulfilling enough for me. Then I got into the industry side of it.
So at what point in this snowboarding world, action sports, does this completely memorable, legendary, epic Snowboarder Magazine cover come into effect? When?
Yeah. So that's after the competition injury and before the industry world. So that was
You're 20?
1999. Yeah,
How old are you?
99. I would have been 22 or 21.
Yes. So tell me about this. Tell me about the picture, how this all happened.
So back to the fact that I grew up in Boston, I was snowboarding everywhere I could.
Yeah.
My eyes were different than most. Like most of the kids in snowboarding are in Colorado, California,
Mountains.
jumping off huge mountains and cliffs. And I always idolized that. And I said, I can do that here. So I started finding that at a lot of parking garages, they have no place to put the snow. So they'll push it to a corner and they'll dump it over the edge. And it forms these huge snow mounds.
Yep.
And to me, it was a landing zone. And I said, screw it. I'm going to climb to the top, strap in, jump off, ride off. And I'd done it a bunch. And with my connections in the mountain and the competitions and all my friends I knew in Vermont, my good buddy Gary, I said, hey, you should come down and we should shoot some stuff in the city. So he would come down. We would every snowstorm. Buddy, let's go shoot. So we'd shoot handrails,
Gary,
ledges.
that's his name? Gary.
His name's Gary Land. Yeah. And he's a super famous photographer. But we would shoot everything we could see. Yeah. And this bomb drop just happened to be one of these things that we were just doing. Oh, let's do this. Let's go do this. And we didn't think anything of it until someone at a snowboard magazine saw the photo and they decided to make it the cover of the snowboard magazine. And then from there, it was just history.
So, a couple questions that come from this. First, did you know that it was going to be on the cover, or it just like they stole your photo straight out?
No.
Did they contact?
The photo and video game is like really big in snowboarding. You always shoot to try to get published.
Yeah, kinda. I know. But when it's the cover, it seems a little different.
No. When you have a reputable photographer,
you woke up and it was on the cover.
No. It's funny because I was at the U.S. Open.
Not answering my question. Did they tell you before the magazine came out?
Yeah.
They did. Okay.
Yeah. So
now tell me your story.
Okay. So in March, The year before the thing came out.
Yep.
Because we had just shot the photo in April.
Yep.
No, sorry, in February. And then the event was in March. And at that event, Gary comes up to me and says, Mutty, take a look at this. And he showed me the picture, and he's like, it's going to be on the cover of Snowboarder Magazine. And I knew from that point on, I was like, holy shit. I was like, is it going to be? Because they go through rounds of like this photo, this photo, this photo. What do they pick? And they picked that one. And, you know, in September it came out. I lost my shit. I was like, oh my God, this is awesome.
You're on the cover of Snowboarder Magazine, jumping off a parking garage in Boston, Mass, and then like landed on a car or something like this. Is there a car involved in this picture?
No, that's another one. So we did a whole bunch of shots with vehicles, with rails welded over the top of them and such.
Oh, so the parking garage one is the one that's a side profile.
Yep, that's one.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So I jump off of that.
I'm up to speed on what you got going on.
Yeah, I land off of that and I ride off onto the side into some grassy, muddy zone. Yeah.
So in all of the industries that you've been a part of, it seems like cannabis is pretty commonplace in them. Like in the snowboarding world, people are burning.
Totally.
Is that accurate? In the filmmaking world, people are burning.
Yep.
People are burning in the cannabis world.
Yep.
Kind of helps in the whole process of it being very normal to you. It was
super normal.
You never had to have this moment of accepting it. It was more so something that was commonplace to you, just like art was with your grandfather.
Yeah, my first experience with weed was at a B-52s concert with my mom at Greywoods.
Yeah.
And she goes like this. She goes, Andrew, you smell that? And I said, yeah, it kind of smells like a skunk. She goes, yeah, that's marijuana, Andrew. She said, I'll be right back. And my mom took off. She said she had to go to the bathroom, but she was tracking down the weed, I'm sure. And from that day, I was like, all right, cool, it's a thing.
Yeah.
You know?
It exists.
And then slowly and surely, snowboarding brought me to all these different places. France, they were smoking weed. I ended up in Amsterdam. I ended up in Vancouver. My buddies and I used to smuggle seeds in our shoelaces.
Seed smuggling, son of a something.
Dude, some of the first strains, good strains in Massachusetts.
That's because of you? Who's this Rick Naya guy trying to claim a lot of this stuff?
He's the great-grandfather of hybrid cannabis. He has a lot to do with hybrid cannabis strains. Yeah.
Is he factual? Can I view him as a credible source as I have you on camera?
Yeah.
Yeah. Told you I wouldn't put you on the spot.
Yeah.
Anyway.
He goes all over the place and has a lot of strains himself that he does. So yeah.
So on that, and smelling some ganja with your mom, when was the first time that you actually partook in the use of cannabis?
That's funny. I skipped school in 8th grade.
School skipper too.
Yeah, I'm a rebel of a kid.
So rebel.
But we used to love going to opening day down in Fenway.
Yep.
So 8th grade opening day, we all skipped school. Me and all my buddies smoked a joint in the woods. It didn't even get me high. You know, this is back in the day when there was no security at Fenway, so we would be able to sneak in through the fence and go into the bleachers and whatever. But that's the first day I remember getting high. Well, not even getting high, but attempting to. Yeah.
When do you think that people should start using cannabis?
I think it's personal and it depends on what your need is. You know, like I wouldn't suggest that a 5-year-old goes out and smokes cannabis.
When do you think that people should start using cannabis on a recreational level?
Honestly, I'd probably say 18 plus.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I even hit that target, but you know, a lot of it has to do with emotional development. Yeah. You know, I really think, you know, you're not really there with it yet.
Yeah.
And if you're using cannabis younger than that, you were doing what I was doing, which was just experimental.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that's bad, you know, but if they're going to put a number
on it.
You're
advocating for.
If they're going to put a number on it, put it at like 18 and just be done with it, you know? Like, otherwise, I'd say don't put a number on it and let it be something that is used whenever, because your need for it is dependent upon when you're going to use it. Like, there are children out there that highly depend on it just to function on a daily basis. So like,
this is why I said recreational, but yes, I know what you're saying.
There
so
we go.
Some people it truly benefits at an age of 6 months.
Yeah.
5, 3, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So what do you think it is when it comes down to your personal consumption that you just love about weed? You just like, I'm high. I love this. Like, what is it? Why do you have this unending love for cannabis? If you didn't smoke, would you still be doing what you're doing? So what's the love here? You love being high?
Well,
that's not a negative. That's
no.
like this answer yes is not negative.
No, and you're so right, because like everybody has a connection, right?
Yeah.
Mine is I love to grow it. You'd be astounded to hear this, but I don't smoke weed that much. I ingest weed. I eat edibles a lot.
Yep. I understand. Yes.
And I'm a big
Plus,
time.
I did say consume.
Too. Yeah. Well, I'm a big time full spectrum hemp plant user. I use high end CBD full spectrum with a lot of THC in it that you can't buy on the legal market regularly, like almost every day.
Don't incriminate yourself now.
Yeah. I'll be a criminal the day I die. It doesn't matter what I do. But my thing is like the plant has natural beneficial elements in it that help your daily life. I use cannabis when I do smoke cannabis. I smoke it to go to sleep, and it just has that effect to me. And if I was to smoke weed during the day, I'd end up not getting done with what I want to get done. So therefore, that's why I ingest it, because I'll start a project and I'll eat some edibles. Yep. And an hour through the project, I'm like, I'm killing it at this project. And then I got cotton mouth, and I'm like, okay, I'm high now. But if I smoke weed, I'm instantly high, and then I can't do what I really wanted to accomplish. My brain isn't wired that way. Yeah. I was always the type of person that was like, I want to smoke sativa because I need that energy, right? I found the more sativa I smoked, the less I got done, the more wired my brain got and all that. So I was a heavy sedative indica type that didn't need a lot. Oh, no. That just needed a puff here and a puff there, and that would really put me in my focus mellow. Yeah, just like that's where I'm at. Yep. So very good. Don't need to overdo it.
So I already know the answer for is cannabis for everyone. Cannabis is for everyone that wants cannabis.
Cannabis is for everybody.
Everybody.
Everybody. Everybody.
Everybody. So we've discussed some benefits, the clear benefits of using cannabis. As you have dug further, really dug your cleats into this industry, the cannabis industry, what would you, and are you able to list for me any negative side effects to using cannabis?
Yeah, just not having enough. Obviously.
My man, there it is.
Yeah, you'll hear a lot of talk about, syndromes and like cannabis hypersynthesis and stuff where people like, it's a potency problem and it's an educational problem. Mm-hmm. They smoke too much. It's too much in their system. They need to be able to slow down and dose it correctly.
Moderation is key in so many elements of life.
And it's a natural plant. So just like a lot of elements, people are allergic to this and they're allergic to that. Their body
So the same amount of THC, let's say this has 5 milligrams, could actually ultimately have a different effect from one individual of the same size and structure than it does to the next individual
100%.
of the same size and structure.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
I love mystery.
Yeah. The greatest thing about cannabis is the variety of it too. Mm-hmm. There's thousands of varieties and there's thousands of mixologist ways to like put it together for an individual. Yep. And that's really what needs to come out of this whole new wave of what cannabis is going to be. Yep. It's medicine, so it's like taking Tylenol with like a little bit of bay leaf, or Tylenol with a little bit of basil, or Tylenol with a little bit of thyme, or Tylenol. It has this with that.
Except Tylenol is terrible. Cannabis
exactly
is not.
But for the average person to get them to understand it, like the government hasn't allowed the world to study it in the way that it needs to be researched. Because the only research that the government does about it is to show the negative effects.
Of course.
So the second there's a negative,
I'm red hot, Johnny.
it's over.
Yeah. So amidst all of what you have done, would you say that you have had to work hard? Do you have a great work ethic, or have all of these wonderful things that have developed around you and Beantown Greentown and the success as a snowboarder and the filmmaking and the marketing for like marketing management stuff, is that all because I'm just good at stuff, or do you actually work hard and focus and make things happen?
Do you work hard?
I do, very hard.
I don't
Much
think
more than people think.
I don't think you can get anywhere in life if you don't work hard. You know,
I'm saying there's a couple exceptions of people that are like, you know what? Like once in a while, once in 50 episodes, I'll ask that question and somebody will be like, honestly, everybody's going to dislike me for this, but everything just worked out. I don't really do much.
yeah,
There
like
there are those people.
Yeah.
Most grind, hustle, in the dark, keep water in the seed, and all of a sudden,
Yeah.
after 5 years,
people talk about luck a lot, right? It's like, oh, I got lucky. You know, it's like you make.
I struggle with that, yeah.
Yeah, it's not right. You
Not luck.
You,
Must
you,
be
you-
nice.
It's from hard work. It's from dedication. It's from passion. It's from, putting the nose to the grindstone. It's from being out there every day. It's from talking to people. It's from, learning yourself and like making yourself more valuable.
Yeah, understanding you can
Like,
learn from others.
that's what- That's what I attribute anything I've ever done that someone could say is awesome is because I worked hard to get there, or I tried to do it. I just didn't jump off a building one day and land on the cover, and that was cool. It's like I busted my
There's a
ass.
lot of things that happened before that picture.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So, speaking of that picture, by the way,
Yeah, let's.
we're having a book release in downtown Boston, January 28th at the Burton store on Newbury Street.
Come on.
That book will be released with that
book?
photo in it.
Tell me more about the book.
Oh,
It's not just that
So
picture
Gary-
of the cover over
so-
and over again.
yeah. So Gary Land, that photographer,
Who
he-
everybody loves.
dude, he shot Jay-Z. He shot
I know.
Allen Iverson. He is amazing. He's put together a book.
He shot Andrew Mutty. What?
Right. He's got a group called East Street Archives. You can look it up on Instagram. And he's got a website for it. But he developed a coffee table book that is now going to have like the early 90s snowboarding feel out in the world. And we're doing a book release. So New York City, Boston, and Burlington, Vermont.
You hitting them all?
Yep. January 27th, New York City. January 28th, Boston. January 29th,
You going on a little tour
Burlington.
right now?
I get to do my little tour. It's pretty awesome. Yeah.
I love
Because
it,
that cover
man.
shot, like everybody talks
What
about
page
it.
is that cover shot?
I have
on,
no
you
idea.
know?
I haven't even seen the
good
book yet.
golly.
Oh,
Yeah, you better send me a copy of that thing.
100%.
I'll give you the $200 or whatever it costs. but-
100%.
Yeah, man.
I think I got a bunch of photos in there, so
Yes.
I hope Garrett gives me one photo, one book per photo.
So, is there anything? I know you say that the Beantown Greentown crew is good people. They're nice. Aside from having great personalities and being a pleasure to be around, do you actually do anything constructive or positive or enriching or of value to the community in Boston? I know of one clear example, but
100%. Yeah. We've dedicated our brand and our mission and our folks to helping clean up the Boston Common.
Yep.
After the famous hemp rally and the Boston Freedom Rally that happens in the Boston Common every year. It's the third weekend of September, and traditionally it's been a 3-day event, and they slashed the days. They said we were a mess, a recluse to the city.
y'all
it's legal
disasters
now.
get 1 day, and that's it.
It's legal now. Why do you need this day? Well, it's a celebration of the
Y'all
struggles,
got beer
you know?
fest going on everywhere all the time.
Totally.
Yep.
The hardest part with that event in the city was that everybody trashed the place,
Yeah.
Weed bags, cups, and nobody really cared for the city, and
Well, they're like,
that's where
they're gonna clean it up after we leave here.
that's where I found our group had like a real
Can't bring this weed
like
bag home with me.
piece of the pie to say, hey, we can contribute more than just being who we are. Like we want to give back, and it takes 6 of us basically the whole night after the event ends to stay in there and clean up everybody's crap. So beer bottles, broken bongs, trash, food. We're literally like riding golf carts around the Boston Common.
Yep.
Like nobody's ever done, but we're allowed to because we're cleaning it in the middle of the night and chasing rats around.
Let me ask you this. Now, I know from my experiences in life that when you're out there and you're participating in these kind and positive gestures, that it often seems to somehow generate more kindness and positivity, and possibly even turn individuals that weren't in that frame of mind into like, yo, you guys are cool. So when I think about this particular spot that you're saying you're out there cleaning the Boston Common, aren't there people that are supposed to clean that? Like that's what other people's head thinks as they're throwing this stuff on the ground.
Yeah.
So do you end up crossing paths with the people that are supposed to clean that? And do they like you for doing a little bit of their job or their whole job? Or are they like, what the hell are you doing out here?
Yeah, it's a funny thing that you say that, because like originally when we devoted our time and we said we were going to do it, I think there was a lot of people that doubted us. And
doubters and naysayers.
And what happened is the city literally let the place get destroyed. You know, anybody that worked in the parks department was not to be seen.
Okay.
You know, they gave us some trash barrels, like these cardboard things that fold up, but everything was on us. It was like, all right, good luck, guys. And I almost think
they were excited for the chance that you might have a disaster. Of an event
and then it doesn't have to come back, and there's no more, you
guys
freedom
made
rally.
a mess. It's not happening again.
You know, we did everything we could.
Yep.
You know, we were supposed to have 2 golf carts to help us pick up the trash. We ended up with 1.
Yep.
And it was one that didn't even have a thing on it, like a pickup truck golf cart.
You're like driving with them in the seats.
Oh, so we had to get
bags.
creative. I went to my work that I have now as Trigger House, and they were getting rid of some of these big bins. So I took them, and then we strapped them onto the back of a golf cart. We were driving the car around, throwing trash, and we were doing laps like this.
Yep.
And we had a team, and like some of the people that stepped up to help this effort, it was just unbelievable. Yep. I had this kid, Jason, that I had never met before, and the kid was literally like pulling trash out like this, and it was just juicing out the bottom and all over his pants and shoes. And like he ruined his clothes. And as a thank you to him, I got him a whole new set of pants, shoes, and I was like, dude, you're the man. I can't thank you enough for doing this for us. And all my team, like everybody that was there to help me.
Mark on his face?
I don't know. Oh no, that's Nesto.
Okay.
He's our photographer.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's from Chile. The kid's awesome. Yeah. But it's Nesto's friend Jason that ended up stepping up and being that dude.
Wet pants man. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. And you can't thank people like that enough. So you know, we really had to break our back that year to prove that potheads aren't lazy and we're not messy. We're like respectable citizens. Like we're just like anybody else. You know, I don't want to say you and me because we're the same basically. But like, you know, people wanted to doubt us, you know? So it was my mission that when all those snobby Beacon Hill people woke up in the morning, that they were going to walk out there and be like, the pot rally's not going to be here next year. Oh, it's actually clean. I made sure that place was cleaner
than it was before.
It was, yeah, exactly.
How did they?
So, and
they were so high that they cleaned everything.
And the community was great too, because once we signed on to do it, there was so many groups and other people that helped. That cleaning the first year was tough.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of people to help, and it was good like that too, because that, you know, I think people are always afraid to like put the first foot forward, kinda.
Yep.
And some of them don't even have the idea of like, hey, let's do this. It was the worst job to do for that event that anybody would want to do. And I was like,
picking up trash is,
it
in
sucks.
most cases, the least desirable,
it is the
especially
worst.
when a lot of the trash has been in mouths and out of mouths. And I'm changing the topic now.
No problem.
Slightly. Do you think that the idea or the notion of world peace would be easier to attain if everybody was to use cannabis? And if so, why?
No.
Okay.
No, because there's a lot of world leaders that would get paranoid on cannabis. However, I do think if you
when I speak about these things, I don't actually
perceive it how you will. I'm not thinking about world leaders. I'm thinking about real humans, like the humans, the people in all the places that aren't represented like the actual people. There's a better chance that we're all going to get along if everybody's smoking cannabis.
I agree with you, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. In that sense, yes. You take the people, you just calm them down a little bit. Just say, hey, smoke a little weed, everything's going to be all right.
It's like one of the benefits of cannabis usage that you're more open, you're friendlier, things you want to like.
You just touched on something now.
Let's touch on it.
The benefits of cannabis, like
scratch beyond the surface here.
So let's talk about the research and the scientific level of it.
Okay. People like science.
Your body has an endocannabinoid system in it. Have anybody look it up. Endocannabinoid system. There's only a couple universities in the whole country that talk about it and how it works.
Endocannabinoid system.
Endocannabinoid system.
Okay.
Cannabis has what's called cannabinoids.
Yes.
In the plant.
It does.
And those cannabinoids work directly with your body, right? There's nothing else like it.
Yeah.
And they do it in a way.
Fit together that good, like your fists are doing over there?
Almost like this.
Wow.
Yeah. So what that does is that makes your body react to things better. It increases your immune system, and for the longevity of you living, like my wife and I talk about it all the time. We're like, hey, we probably haven't gotten COVID because we smoke so much pot and we ingest so much weed and we're eating all this CBD stuff. Our endocannabinoid system is strong. It's bulletproof. You can't hit this thing, right? And I'm sure you're the same way
win
with your usage. So
I love your assumptions.
But like, I think that's what really has to happen on an educational basis across the country and world, is to really enlighten the people that don't have this education to say, hey, the endocannabinoid system works with this plant, and if you're not ingesting this plant or using this plant, you're not benefiting from it the way you could be. And we're talking
about like nervous system, digestive system,
all systems,
endocannabinoid system.
Every system.
Just the system we're overlooking.
The endocannabinoid controls them all.
Oh,
CBD1, CBD2
it's
receptors.
Like fear, but in the good way.
Right. Yeah.
Love.
Yeah. It's like reformatting the way your blood circulates through your body.
Mm-hmm.
In a way, he'll cuts faster. Like, I'm
very familiar with all of these things.
I use cannabis oil on athlete's foot. Like, being a snowboarder, I had a bad athlete's foot problem.
But I'm not sure I understand what athlete's foot really is.
It's a fungus that grows in your skin from being in sweaty, dark areas for a long period of time.
Is it like a green fungus?
No,
it's like a goo?
No.
Okay.
No. It happens when your skin cracks and it gets bubbly and itchy. It sucks. I use cannabis cream on it. It's gone.
Wow.
It's like done. So these are the I say rub it on everything, right?
Rub it all over.
Yeah, totally.
A lot of people are saying this.
Yeah.
You're not alone in that.
Nope.
And that's good.
Nope. There's a million products that come out of it, a million health benefits. Like, it just needs to be taught correctly. It needs to be educated to people about what the systems are, how they work, and how they can help you.
I feel like what I'm taking from a lot of this discussion tonight is that cannabis use is a wonderful thing for mind, body, soul, spirit, well-being. How many times can I say everything that matters?
Yeah. No, it is. I agree. I
just love hearing you say this. It's so nice.
I don't understand. There needs to be a way to teach people. For example, kids eat Flintstones vitamins, right? Right?
And Fruity Pebbles, okay, what's good?
Like, they have daily vitamins. Like this is like, our life has been fed by pharmaceuticals and people that make medicines and concoctions and like.
How long is it before people can actually understand that the truth is we can take the THC out of the plant, people aren't going to be getting high, and they can be using this in place of these unnatural, terrible things that we're doing, and use them as a daily supplement for children.
Well, you said take the THC out of the plant, right?
Out of whatever the hell
Forget about THC, right? Just leave that over there. What's left in the plant is a holistic natural medicine.
That's what I'm saying. Eliminate that.
Yeah, eliminate.
Now we're not. I'm talking about no THC in the
Take
mix.
that out of the conversation.
That's
completely.
what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
Eliminate the high thing. I'm asking, is one of the main issues here that people can't understand that you can eliminate the high, the hippie, all that stuff from it, and we can use this actually to benefit our society.
100%. In more ways than one. Like we're talking about toilet paper to wipe your ass. All right.
Everybody's got to do this.
Most people. Fuel for your vehicles, for your lawnmowers, for everything. Like glues, concrete. Like we don't have to make concrete. Like we can grow cannabis and create insulation for. Yeah, it's called Concrete.
Canacon. Actually, I've seen these blocks. Yeah.
It resists heat. It insulates. It's stronger. It lasts longer. It's unbelievable.
Let's sidestep again. You got this mobile spirits.
Oh yeah.
Van bar. What's the actual terminology here? Free Spirits Mobile Bar.
You got it.
Boom.
Free Spirits Mobile Bar. Yeah.
Well, the Free Spirits Mobile Bar. I think got a lot going on, so I'm trying to scratch into some of these other things here. What is that?
It's a it's my wife.
The beautiful woman behind it would be able to explain this much more clear than what you're doing here.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know how else to say it, but it's her. Like we moved to California and she saw an Airstream that turned into a bar. Mm-hmm. We moved home and we're sitting in her father's barn, and he had a 1968 VW bus just sitting there for a decade.
Here we go.
Yep. So we decided to take that bus and turn it into a mobile bar. So we can literally drive into someone's backyard, lift the roof, lay down the side, and zabow, we have a mobile bar.
So people hear this and they're like, yeah, dude, a lot of people do that, whatever. But let's push past the fact that a lot of people do that and recognize the fact that you guys did it exceptionally. This isn't like, yeah, we have a little van, it kind of looks janky, and we'll put it in the oven. This thing is totally dope, and everybody has wanted it since its inception, to the point of where your lady is like scratching her head all day long, going through the emails, trying to organize. Can we really go from Kennebunk to here after 4 hours and make it to here?
Yeah.
That's what's going on. That thing is rolling.
Oh, we are so booked right now for September and October.
So booked.
Yeah, like we can't fit another event in our schedule in those 2 months right now. And we're basically.
And is she slanging the drinks? Is she in there making the drinks?
Sometimes.
She's got a tender.
Well, she's also an amazing person. She has so many
in addition
hidden
to
talents.
Doing this, she's an amazing
person.
So
basically, at most of the weddings we do, she sidesteps what the bar is, and she's actually running the wedding for people as an event planner. And then I'm sitting there hustling.
Hitting you from every angle. That's so good. Yeah.
Totally. When you're on the pie, why be just one piece of the pepperoni? You want to be the crust, the cheese, the sauce, the bread.
Cheese, man.
Like, bring it on. So that we started that bus in June when COVID hit, and we've been nonstop. We don't do winter events, but
love the bus.
May through November 1st, we are slammed.
This, like, it seems so normal to you. It seems normal to me. But I feel like it can't be overlooked so here comes this COVID thing, and all of a sudden the world stops, and all your normal things are done.
Yeah.
That's not going to make your situation come to a close. It's like, boom, perfect time to make that van happen.
Yeah.
Come at them with a new angle. Like, to you, normal. To me, normal, that stuff. But we got to, like, amidst normalizing the cannabis, normalize the fact that you can do anything that you set your mind to if you're ready to put the proper effort into it and work hard. Like, stop dismissing dreams or ideas.
Right.
Make it real.
Yeah.
You're a guy that makes it real.
Yeah.
You're in that category.
Yeah.
There's a lot of categories of what people do. This guy talks about it. This guy not only talks about it, but he is about it.
Right.
That's a beautiful space to be in, Andrew.
My wife is
and your wife too.
What she talks about, her. and I've learned so much from her over the last couple of years, but like we manifest things. Right. And she says there's nothing you can't do in the world, and you just have to keep telling yourself that you can. And the more you tell yourself that you can, and the more that you believe that you can,
you become what you think theory.
You are channeling all that energy, because we're stardust, right? We're all like shooting. If you channel it that way, it's going to happen for you, right? The second you have a negative thought in it all the stardust falls, and it eliminates your possibilities of doing it, because
own it, run it,
and you have to do it for the right reasons too, because like you have to believe in it full-heartedly that it's going to happen. So, that's why we named it Free Spirits. She has this great idea of like being able to do whatever we want, whenever we want, how we want, and that's what being a free spirit is, right? Making your own world come true.
I like, you guys are always very clever. It comes back to the marketing thing. Beautiful. How about this? Here we are at whatever age you are, with whatever you've done with your life.
42.
It's led you to this moment here. You lay down at night, you have some thoughts before you go to sleep, or even throughout your day. Do you arrive at this place where you are fulfilled and happy with the individual that you are, the life choices you've made that have landed you in the position that you're in? Are you happy?
100%. There's no regrets. Like
Are you hearing that?
No regrets. Are you hearing that? Yeah, I sleep well at night. Like I have a blessed family. I've had a blessed life. I've cherished everything that's come my way.
I rudely always want to say how much is a blessing and how much is the hard work, but don't answer the question. Carry on.
Yeah, no, they're both in the same, and it's like you have to go forward like every day, because everything's a new challenge too, right?
Hopefully,
you don't know what the weather's going to be like the next day. It could be raining. I'm trying to do an outdoor
walk
event
out of
with
your
the
door,
bus.
somebody kicks you in the face. Yeah,
totally. Yeah. What's that? An old Mike Tyson comment?
I don't know.
Yeah, he had a comment.
Dude, he's the best. Yeah, I love Mike.
He said everybody has a game plan until you get punched in the face.
There it is.
Because you go into the match and it's like oh, shit's different now. So yeah.
Okay. I need to say this to you. There's two reasons that I have asked you to come here today. First reason. God damn. It's so, for me, and as many times as I see it, it makes me feel so good and inspired and full of hope when I watch a person have a vision, a dream, a passion, and instead of dismissing it, just making it a reality. That is incredible. Andrew Mutty, you could have done anything. You could have said, nah, I'm just going to take this left right here and go where everything's nice and easy and it's going to be a pretty good life. Or you can make this other decision that's you have these ideas, these things that are bubbling in your head, these passions that are like right here that most people go, that can't be real. That can't be real. But for some reason, you took all those things and ultimately built a world that provides around your passions. That is called living life. And I love you for it.
Thank you.
Incredible. That's the first reason, really, why I have asked you to come here. Dude, crushing life.
Thanks.
That's it. Second reason is, as we see a lot of people that are quote unquote crushing life, they take on everything, they succeed, and it all works out and they're super successful in their efforts. A lot of times people struggle with being a good human, continuing to just realize that this is life.
Yep.
And we're all the same. We're on the same level. So I say this because as I watch you navigate, and I know from my conversations with you as you go through life, it doesn't matter who you're talking to, who you're interacting with. It can be the gas station clerk. It can be your grandmother. You're a good guy. You continue to offer something positive to the world. That's amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
Whether it's conscious or subconscious, this decision has been made within you, and you're nice to people.
That's beautiful. It needs to be recognized.
Thanks.
So in saying both of these things, I always raise this topic. Compliments are beautiful. As we grow older, we give less and less. We start to hold things back and assume, I'm a grown man, you're a grown man. How often do you look at one of your buddies and be like, yo, I'm really proud of you for what you're doing? You assume they understand that. You assume they know that they love you. So I'm here in an effort today amidst all of this to, again, help people to realize that it's beautiful to compliment, that it doesn't hurt. Genuine compliments are wonderful. I love you, man, and I'm happy and proud to let you know that as a grown-ass man to a man.
Thanks, man.
Okay?
I love you, too.
That's it.
And cheers to you and everything you've done and having this space for this to happen.
It's incredible.
107 of episodes.
Yeah, something like this. We're close. It might be 107, 106, 108. I don't know.
And it doesn't matter. What matters is that there's this one and then there's the next one.
And it's beautiful.
Yeah.
But all that matters right now is you. You're incredible, man. I love this experience that we're having here.
Yeah,
okay?
Thanks.
So, next thing. I know I asked you if you are okay with gifts. Next one is, are you okay with games? Like games?
Sure.
Games are all right.
Ain't nothing wrong with the game. How do we do the game that says enjoy my life again?
This is it. This is how it goes. The game is called Fast, Fun, and Not So Smart. It's fast because I'm going to make it seem like it's fast. I'm going to be like, oh, let's go. Let's answer the question. It's fun because if it's not fun, we're not doing it. Right?
True. Yeah. Why do that? Yeah.
That's it. It's not so smart because you're not really contemplating the answers. You're kind of firing them out there.
Sure.
You're just saying, you're giving the answers.
Oh,
not
rapid
so smart.
fire. Rapid fire. Okay.
Okay? Fast, fun. You ready?
Let me stretch. Yeah. Okay, right.
I'm going to clap. Let's get this going. Andrew Mutty, Beantown Greentown. Fast, fun, and not so smart. Ready? Favorite sitcom?
Wow. I just want to say Friends. It's the first one that popped in my mind.
Kale salad or roast beef sangy?
Roast beef.
Wow. Do you like your neighbors?
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. If you had to eliminate one state in the United States of America, what state would you choose to eliminate?
Oh, God. Jersey.
We'd be without Redman. That'd be a problem situation. I guess Bruce Springsteen's from there, but no one really cares. What's the healthiest way to consume cannabis?
Edibles.
Edibles. Surfing or snowboarding?
Oh. In the winter, snowboarding. In the summer, surfing.
He kind of picked both. Indian food or Chinese food?
Indian food. Yeah.
Definitely.
Oh,
It's not really my
masala.
question, but
Oh.
people say Chinese food. I'm like, I don't really know this person.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. If you could have one lavish material item that's completely ridiculous, what would it be?
My leather jacket I just bought for my friend in Italy. Yeah.
Well, sorry those questions
I got
weren't
it.
that good, but that's the end of the game.
That's okay.
enjoyed
I
it.
got my leather jacket. I love it. Yeah.
Let's do a couple of things here. First one. How do we connect with all your operations? Yeah, Instagram, Beantown Greentown,
Right.
Facebook, how's that work? Websites, what are those jams?
I would say connect with me through 2 Instagram handles or my
Ooh.
Facebook page.
Yeah.
So Beantown Greentown is my Instagram handle for the business.
No underscores, none of that stuff.
Oh, no. Yeah, so
Beantown.
it's at Beantown_Greentown.
Okay, right.
Then my personal one is at The Real Muddy, spelled with 2 E's. The Real.
That's right. You know,
Yeah.
like the real,
film,
y'all, like Grand Poobah. You know, the reel, the tape.
Yeah.
Okay. There's one right behind you, actually. Yeah.
Right.
No.
And then,
behind
you know, I have a LinkedIn page, like the usual business stuff, and you know, and if anybody
Let's
ever
direct
wants,
the humans. They got to keep it. You know, they need it to be simple here. Instagram,
yep,
the Real Muddy,
The Real Muddy,
which is a TTY.
MUTTY, yeah.
That's the name you were born with. That's the last name. That's
Muddy,
real.
yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, German heritage, off the boat.
Wie geht's?
Yep.
Okay.
Did you just throw a little German at me there?
Yeah, I did. You know. Dankeschön. Spent a lot of time in Germany, actually.
Oh, nice.
Oddly, many months.
Yeah,
That's
my
what
German's
that's
very,
what
very
happens when
little.
you just pursue
The none.
things.
Yeah.
Is there anyone you want to give love to that we didn't mention here? Like, what's up? We know we love you. We love your wife.
Yeah, no, she's awesome.
You created little humans with her? Do they have names?
2 little humans. I got Hula, who's almost 8, and Wilder, who's 5. And they're amazing humans.
Who else do you want to give some love to?
My grandmother, my last surviving grandparent,
Wow.
She married my grandfather who did all the sign painting. Her name's Rita. We call her Saint Rita. She took us in.
How old is Saint Rita right now?
66 almost, I think. No. Sorry, that's my she's 84.
I was like,
or 86. Yeah, I was like, man, she's
I'm just gonna let him go with it.
Yeah, I think she's 84, 86. And I feel terrible for not knowing exactly how old she is, but she's a thriving.
Later in the years,
she's a thriving woman, and she's.
She likes to dance.
Yeah, she loves to dance.
Yeah.
Well, would she get
Saturday
down
Night
now?
Fever?
Would she get down now if I went and was like, Grandma, let's dance? No. I don't know.
No.
My grandfather used to love to dance, so I think that inspired her to love to dance.
Yeah.
He was always the jokey guy dancing all over the place. But, yeah, my crew at Beantown, huge supporters.
Yep.
A lot of love there. I got a crew of snowboard dudes called the Voltron Up team.
The Voltron Up team?
When, the powers that Voltron get together, it's like a group of dudes, photographers, snowboarders, friends.
Form like Voltron, and Muddy happens to be the head.
Yeah, we have a day at Ragged on Tuesday. We all go
Ragged
snowboarding
Mountain?
together. Ragged, yeah.
Bro, get down on Ragged Mountain. We host like a 75-mile stage race and 50K there.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. That's a fun place. So
Cool.
we go up there and have a great.
Recently improved. Have
great
you
old
been there?
time. Yeah.
And
We go
new
there every
rooms?
Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ari, Andrew.
So the wife and I take a Tuesday and we call it our Tuesday date night, but we go snowboarding during the day and date at night.
Wow.
Yep. So the Voltron crew has a new female member.
How many times has the date at night gone in a direction that's not dinner?
Well, to be honest with you, we've only had two. One that immediately had to go home to take care of the kids, and then the other one that was dinner. So
Okay.
to answer your question, one.
Did I miss anything? I know I've been asking a lot of questions of you. Is there anything that I overlooked that you would like to say?
Well,
express.
One thing we might want to talk about is I got to get you up to my farm, not my farm, but my family's farm. And it's a beautiful place in the middle of New Hampshire. We can have beautiful music events there, yoga retreats, like all sorts of fun stuff. And the buses can be around and all that fun stuff. So we do a road rally every year where we get people together and we send them out on a map all over New Hampshire. It's about a 3-hour drive, and you start at one place and end at another. You have to find clues along the way. So the farm is like a big part of our business and being free spirits. We want people to come, hold events there, and literally do whatever they want.
Yeah.
My wife and I got married on the property almost 10 years ago now, and we called it the festival wedding. Some people call it muddy stock and all that, but I had 300 of my closest friends from all over the country there, both of our families and all this stuff. And since that day, we've been ramping that place up to be a venue space to do whatever you want. So if you're someone out there,
is there a name?
Yeah,
of this
it's called
location?
Wolfsburg Farm.
Wolfsburg.
Yep, Wolfsburg.
Yep.
The original high-end VWs were always had the Wolfsburg edition.
Okay.
So the farm is kind of dedicated in a VW historical throwback in a way.
Yeah.
And we wanted to create the space to do whatever you want. If you want to come and host like a Tough Mudder, like we'll make it happen. If you want to come have a festival wedding, we'll make it happen. We've hosted vintage bazaars and car shows and all sorts of stuff. So we'd love to have anybody, even yourself, come up.
Give me a number of acres. How many acres are involved in this?
There's a lot.
Lots of acres.
Yeah, triple digits.
Wow.
Yeah,
look at this Wolfsburg
100
farm.
acres of cleared farm area, and then there's about another 100
I feel
acres
like we
tucked in
talked
the
about
woods.
this some years ago.
Yeah.
There's something about, I think like Friends Fest without an I in it or something.
Oh, that's Scotty Lego's crew called Friends, and they used to do an event in southern Vermont at a big abandoned ski resort. Yeah.
Okay.
I was trying to get them to come to
That's
my
what
farm
we were
to do it
talking
up there.
about.
Yeah.
Like how I can bring back, like that was like 15 years ago.
Oh, yeah, that's a long time ago. Yeah.
Well, it's been a pleasure. I feel great, man.
Hey, man. Yeah, it's been
good?
great to see you and catch up.
It really has.
Yeah.
So thanks for being here. I love you.
Yeah. I love you too. Thanks for making the platform to hang out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet.
Good times.
We got to get the kids together.
That's it, y'all. This is Offering Something. My name is Michael Bernier. This is Andrew Mutty. You know I got a lot of love for our sponsors at Enjoy Your Life brand, Riverwalk Brewing Company, and the Organic Natural Shop. Yo, make sure that you enjoy your life. Keep it easy like this, right? If you do something you don't like, don't do it again.
Don't do it again.
That's it. It's the end of the show. I love you, love you, love you. I love you, Andrew Mutty. Get hip with Beantown Greentown.
Long time.
And we taking off. Yeah.